for example, on what Mheshimiwa is saying, in terms of education, when you look at Murang'a and Vihiga, you can't do the same things. Murang'a will be thinking about Wi-Fi in schools, pavementing schools. Vihiga should be thinking about increasing the number of classrooms because there is not enough, and building more schools. So if you try to copy the same from the other side, you are going to end up with something that's not really serving the people from where you come from. But the questions we ask, like for example, Mheshimiwa has said that we choose people based on love and particularly hatred. I try to be very realistic. For instance, my critiquing of President Ruto, I didn't start yesterday. Even when we were campaigning for Simiyu, it's only that cameras were not focusing on me at the time, but I used to vehemently campaign against President William Ruto because I was asking, what is he coming to do apart from being born from a humble background? We all come from humble backgrounds, most of us. Apart from him repeating the same statement, because I used to closely follow his campaigns. There are like 4 statements he used to repeat in every campaign. And I used to tell people that the kind of person that is painting a picture of someone who understands what the problem is not coming to solve that problem, because this particular person has been a beneficiary of this particular problem ever since he joined politics. And once he ascends to power, he will make sure that the problems persist so that he continues benefiting. And the same is happening. I have not changed. My consistency remains. In this case, there are people who are also against President Ruto. But I can't just say, because you are also against President Ruto, we should just keep quiet and not ask you questions. Like, if we succeed, which we will, send President Ruto home, and someone else comes in. The question is, who are you and what are you coming to do? What is your agenda? How different are you from the one we are saying one term? If we find that there are similarities that are above 50% between you and the one we are sending home, I don't think we should elect you. Because as we complain about extrajudicial killings, disorder in the country, there must be something that is pushing either that's making the government not to provide the services, and it's pushing people against the same government. Because as you witnessed the maandamano in 2024, young people were going against the bullets, which means whatever that was pushing them was more deadlier than a bullet. And what was that? They are struggling to survive. The majority of these people, and I raised this question, for example, in Nairobi, there is a very high increase of street families. The question is, why do we have an increase in street families? I was quite, these people hate living in houses. They want to stay on the streets. Something is wrong. But if whenever you come up to raise these issues, your profile, when I say no, this thing is not working, they say no, schools, in terms of funding, let us sit down and look where the problem is. Umeleta vitina. Young people are protesting. Instead of asking ourselves, what really is the problem? We want to profile them. They are being pushed. They are being motivated. How can you be motivated to face a bullet? I wonder. And the people who are facing this accusation that the ones mobilizing young people to protest, when they were needed now to mobilize people to protest for them, they didn't. So if they are the ones who organize these protests, why are they not organizing now?
Let me ask, I want to ask Robert a question, because maybe you'll help me understand from a politician's perspective. I was in a wedding over the weekend somewhere in Machakos County. and a lot of politicians, got the chance to speak.
What are politicians doing in a wedding?
Walikuja tu.
They are crowds.
Yeah, they are crowds.
They came for the crowd.
Okay.
But yeah, the question I have is, Sela alikuwa anasema tu vitu za kawaida, the crowd was very quiet. But the moment they started saying WANTAM, the crowds went berserk, for lack of a better word. So the question I have is it us, the people who determine what you will say? Yeah, or is it you, as the politician, who will drive the conversation? Because I tend to feel at one point, right now, it's the crowds that are deciding what politicians will say in some of these places.
There are things,
Robert,
like when you say that the crowds are deciding on what to say, who coined the term WANTAM? Just yesterday, in an interview, Rigiji said that he looked, and he gave some lessons in literature, how you need to get one word as a campaign word to ensure that somebody goes home. And he said, nikatafuta nikapata neno WANTAM na itapeleka huyu jamaa nyumbani, na ni vizuri saizi wameshikana Raila, wataenda ni one bullet, two people wanaenda nyumbani. Sasa you see, how do you say that the crowd is now setting the agenda when a politician is claiming to have set the agenda for the crowd now, because the crowd is chanting what one politician coined for them? When somebody is...
Did he really coin that term?
That word, I don't want to brag, but there's a video of mine that did a little bit rounds on social media, and a week later, Wamyoro said the exact words, and that's where WANTAM came from.
all right.
So I was at Bunge, and so he has to pay me for using my wording.
But
So
you're not bragging.
I'm not bragging.
I am very happy to